Black Ops Cold War is the 17th game in the Call of Duty franchise and the 6th game in the Black Ops series. It was announced on August 26, 2020. It later released on November 13th, 2020, and it was developed by Treyarch and Raven Software. And now, just a few short years later, you're not able to play this game. Here's the tweet from Charlie Intel. There is currently an exploit in Black Ops Cold War on all platforms where a person can gain access to a player's IP, crash their game, or potentially cause other issues. No indication so far of it happening in MW2 or Warzone 2. Activision has not addressed this, nor have they stated they're aware of this problem. Would be best to avoid Cold War till fixed. So this is an insane situation here because we've been hearing a lot, of course, about Activision shutting down a bunch of old client servers where we have old Call of Duty games like Black Ops 2, MW3, World at War, Black Ops 3 available and playable on dedicated servers with these client servers, making it so that, you know, you're not playing with hackers, you're not getting DDoSed, you're not getting your IP address leaked, and all of this crazy stuff that happens on these base games. If you go on any old Call of Duty, especially on PC, and you're not on Plutonium or other stuff like that, for example, a lot of those lobbies are completely hacked. They're filled with hackers. You can get your stats reset, your account information leaked out, all crazy stuff. A lot of these old Call of Duties are no longer playable, and obviously the client servers were, you know, keeping these past Call of Duties alive, and now that Activision is shutting these down as well, you're really not able to play a lot of these past games safely, which is so unfortunate. But now what's crazy is that we're seeing these problems with games as recent as Black Ops Cold War, a game that I'd argue people are still playing. A lot of people still play Cold War Zombies. I see people still play Cold War MP as well. This super recent game that just came out is now unplayable. I mean, what an insane situation here for Call of Duty and Activision to be in, where obviously, you know, if you're not going to let people play these old games on client servers safely, these base games that they're officially releasing should be playable safely as well. A game as recent as Cold War experiencing this issue is unreal. And of course, Activision, I'm assuming, will try their best to fix this issue here, but for the past Call of Duty, these issues are still prevalent, and I'm wondering, maybe Activision does not care at this point, where Cold War, it's just, you know what, that's the older Call of Duty, doesn't matter if people are still playing it, doesn't matter if there's hackers there, let's move on, let's focus on MW2 right now, Warzone, and whatever new Call of Duty is out. It's also pretty funny because I was just planning on going back to Cold War, making some old videos, playing zombies, getting some stuff done, just doing some old throwback live streams because the game is still super solid. It's of course the most recent Treyarch Zombies title. I guess I don't really want to count Vanguard Zombies, honestly. It's the most recent Treyarch Zombies mode that we actually would want to play there. So for this to be experiencing issues is crazy. It's also really funny as well because we thought Cold War would be the next Black Ops 3, where of course we know Black Ops 3, it had a Zombies Chronicles 2 Year 2 DLC, it had mod tools, which is still, you know, allowing BO3 to thrive until this day and probably even into the future. We thought Cold War would be that next game, which would eventually get mod tools, which would have Year 2 DLC, which would have a ton of content, and would be the Treyarch game that people are playing for multiple years on end until the next Treyarch game eventually releases. But as of now, you know, people are still playing the game, but probably not as much as what we could have seen. There's no mod tools on Cold War because of Battle.net, and we're also just experiencing issues where you can't even play this game without getting your account hacked, your details leaked out, and all that crazy stuff. So honestly, such a sad point here for Black Ops Cold War. Could have been one of those insane games that had a ton of post-launch content, a ton of people still playing it, but it kind of fell off a little bit. Really sad stuff to see for sure, but now what is the solution here for this in the future? I mean, it's only going to happen more. Obviously, do we allow other people outside companies, you know, again, Plutonium is the only one left standing, I'm pretty sure. Do we allow them, you know, to keep these games up and running, to have dedicated servers, to have safe ways to play old Call of Duties? Or does Activision either step up their security, make it so you can actually play these past games and not get hacked or whatever, your details leaked out, whatever the situation is? Or are we just screwed? And nowadays, there's just no safe way to play old Call of Duties unless you're playing, I guess, private matches and offline. Other than that, you can no longer play on any of these games here. I mean, I hope it's the second or first option. It seems like it's not going to be the first option since Activision wants to shut down all of these other, services here. Hopefully with the Microsoft acquisition of Activision, they have some more support here for these old Call of Duties to allow us to play. But as of now, we're kind of in no man's land here. So again, I'm assuming this will get fixed very soon, but it is a really weird spot to be in right now as a Call of Duty fan. But let me know down below your opinions on this situation here. What do you think is going to happen for the future? Does Activision not care anymore? Or is this just a random issue that happens and it's just out of their control? Are they spread too thin nowadays to where it doesn't make sense to support these old games? They have to focus on the new content. There's so much going on that they can't go back and make sure all these games are running smoothly. Or is it just a financial reason where there isn't enough money to be made on these past games anymore? So why support them if all of the money has been made already on, of course, the premium game sales, the microtransactions? The money has been made. We got to move on, and that's that. I mean, I guess if you're a business, that makes sense, but it just really is not good for the community overall, and it's going to lower the overall, morale of the Call of Duty community. So I think this will be fine for now. Cold War should return to its state very soon, but it's a scary, scary sign, again, that a game that released this recently has a huge hacking issue here. So we'll see what ends up happening. Let me know down below your opinions on the state of Call of Duty right now. I mean, people have been freaking out about microtransactions and Activision, especially IW, not caring about the content, about the game, about the community. It's a crazy time to be in, honestly, as a Call of Duty fan. I still enjoy Call of Duty. I even kind of like MW2, as I've said. I mean, one of my bigger problems with MW2 is just the fact that we don't have a lot of content, especially 6v6 MP maps, which I think should be a core part of the game. But, overall, is it going to get better? Do they care? MW3 this year, is it going to be MW2 2.0, 2.5, whatever you want to call it? Is it going to be just another expansion? It's not going to feel like a full game. Is it going to feel like a rushed game? That would be so bad for the Call of Duty morale. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm not saying Call of Duty is screwed, but it is a really weird time to be a Call of Duty fan for sure. So let me know down below your opinions on this. Be sure to subscribe for more COD update videos like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.
Everything and everyone can be corrupted. Even those close to you. I doubt you realize what she has done. The traitor is somewhere in Berlin. Destroy her army, or your pilot will be bled dry. Get out of here now! I'm Klaus. I am here for help. Contact! A portal has been opened. One that threatens to allow a long-dead army to reinfect our world.
Bring it on.
Stop her. And when the time comes, kill her.